Hello everyone, this is Karen and thank you for joining me on this comfortable sketchbook tour. I apologize if the camera is shaky, but it's sitting on my bed, as am I, and I'm in my pajamas, as you can guess. And every time I breathe, laugh or move, the camera moves with me, even though I try to put a book under it. Well, please bear with me, it's my last day of holidays and I want to spend it as lazy as I possibly can. Okay, but seriously, I want to thank Claudio Marchisello, I hope I remember it right because I don't have my laptop open, for requesting a sketchbook tour, and I find it kind of difficult because I don't really have a sketchbook in the sense of a sketchbook where I put my sketches. My sketches are usually, I don't know, hidden in a cupboard or something like that. I'm kind of a perfectionist, so when I did try to start a sketchbook, I couldn't. It became some kind of nice projects with quotes or something like that. It's my Moleskine book and you will see that one as well, but hopefully when it's done and it doesn't have half of its pages white. But I do have something that resembles a sketchbook in the sense where I paste my random experiments and I try to make sense of them. This was, it's very shaky, yeah. Alright, sorry. It's, this is a diary I was gifted about 9 years ago from my two best friends. And as a perfectionist, I didn't want to use it because I was worried I would ruin it and I couldn't go back. But since I started this watercolor journey, I thought, well, that I should choose something that was precious to me because I cared about, this, I don't know, not my experiments with watercolors, but I do care about this journey and I would like to put my best on it, so I decided to use it. And in the beginning it was supposed to be a mix of written and drawn things, but after that my writings went a little bit down and I started pasting only, you know, quick thoughts and only drawings. Also, I was undecided if I wanted to paste, to tape, sorry, on both sides, and in the end I decided that yes. One of the other things I wanted to do with this sketchbook was to document the paint and the paper I used to see well, differences and if I like them or not. Some experiments turn out to be perfect in terms of color, but they look like okay, so these are some paintings that I've never seen the light of day and will probably never be posted anywhere because, well, while I do like them, they're not exactly what I would call, you know, not exposure. You know, when you have a painting you're proud of and you frame it and you put it in your living room, well, the term doesn't come to me, but you get the idea. These are never getting framed. Unless, I don't know, I die and somehow become famous. I don't think it will happen and someone decides to tear apart my sketchbook and frame all of them. And some pictures were too big, so I have another sketchbook where I tape the big, well, the bigger ones, and that one is not like this. I didn't write anything on it, and it's just for, you know, documentation. This one is the one where I paste my mistakes. This is a big mistake. I like this paper, but it doesn't, well, it has this kind of war with masking fluid. Sometimes it tears the paper, sometimes it doesn't even come off. And this is why it's important to try your masking fluid on your new paper, because maybe you go in, you do a beautiful covering with the masking fluid, you do, wait, did I say masking tape? I meant masking fluid before. Maybe you do all the hues, it's all perfect, and then you go in, you try to take it off, and it tears the paper and the other half doesn't come off, which is kind of a bummer when you want to give these bookmarks to someone and you kind of chose the last minute and you have no other possibilities to fix. Yeah, story of my life. Always late. Yes, sometimes I let too much time pass between painting and documenting it, so I write another brand of paints, and of course I have to go back and correct myself. Then you also have to consider the fact that postcards are taped backwards. I don't know why Fabriano has this problem, but yeah, I wanted to give this, and instead I found that it was upside down. So this book is filled with mistakes. And then, you know, some papers, some comparison. For example, this one is the same paper, this one is Daniel Smith, they cost a lot, and this one is Cutman, they cost very less. But, well, you can kind of see that they're very bright, so what you do with your paint is about your ability and not always on the quality of the paint. If you gave me, I mean, I do not know how to watercolor, so if you give me some Daniel Smith and some Cutmans, the result is going to be the same. Well, no, it's not. I used a lot more paint for this than for this, but you get the idea. It's not the materials that make the artist, but it's practice. And then when you have a practice artist, you can build on the quality of the materials. Some experiments, other experiments. You know, this was the beginning of my, I love to add quotes to my drawings, and some cleaning. Yes, I tried to clean my palette using the colors. I had to draw something. Doesn't always work because I end up with odd colors, but I do try my best. Then some mistakes that turned out right. Well, right. This was done with masking fluid. I tried to take it off, and I kind of smeared the color on the white, so it looks like it's an old paper cut pasted on it, which is an effect I really liked, and I would have never guessed. Experiments, some tributes, because, you know, you get inspired by artists on Instagram, YouTube, really anywhere, and yeah. Oh, my first try with architectural, and I was pretty proud of it, and I thought, oh my god, I'm so awesome, I'm very good at this, I'm even better than at illustrations. Then my second try sucked, and so, I don't know, beginner's luck. Then, you know, you try some new supplies, like a brush pen, and you end up hating it, but, you know, you do kind of after a while, the first impression with a material is probably not always going to be the best one, but I think if you keep on using it, you might get practice with it and also find a use for it. My brush pen ended up filling blacks, but yeah, maybe you get more practice with it and you can do better things with it. But it's useful for doing leopard spots. Okay, these are the tries from my watercolor, well, not experiments, but when I buy a new color I do the swatches and then I do a tryout. So the tryouts are on this sketchbook, and the swatches are kept with the watercolors. These muted colors are why you need to clean your palette. Okay, sorry. Yes, these are my before and after do it again challenge, is it called? Draw this again? Anyway. This one is from the palette challenge, the 4 colors palette challenge. A bit of random thoughts. Oh, this is a spoiler! I'm spoilering stuff here. Alright, wait. Can I show you? Now, let's pass these 2 pages. And yeah, this is a try on an old middle school paper I had. It's 200 grams GMS, so it's a bit thicker than the moleskin one. But since I have a lot of them, I've tried to use it and see if it can be useful for sketching and to start a real sketchbook. Oh my god. Then these 2 are a spoiler too, but since I'm going to post it soon, it's not a problem. This is khadi paper. This is handmade 100% cotton paper from India, and I did a try with it, and I have discovered that for illustrations like this, it's well, not my favorite. I don't like it for this kind of illustrations, but for this kind of illustrations, so something more instinctual, less planned, it's really awesome. I really liked it, even though it's a rough texture, and I'm not really into rough textures, but I could learn to love it. Okay, so this is it. The other pages are blank. Hopefully, though, I'm going to fill them up. Well, not very soon, but soonish. And let's hope my hairband can hold all of it together, because it's starting to burst at the edges. So this was the sketchbook tour. And since I love watching sketchbook tours, how about you do your own right now? And so I can have more stuff to watch and to procrastinate with. Alright. No, I did. Yes, I did mean it. Sorry, I meant it. This is it for this video. Thank you for being with me, and until next time.